Look at New York, Chicago, Los Angeles. We see not just cities, but true fortresses of progress, symbols of human resilience. Glass skyscrapers like needles stitch the clouds, and below in their shadow, an endless river of people and cars pulses with life. This creates a powerful illusion, an illusion of unstoppable motion, of perpetual growth. But have you ever wondered if that strength might be just a thin shell? That beneath the roaring asphalt and gleaming steel lie stories of towns that exploded with life, thrived, and then vanished forever. And all of this in the span of 1 or 2 generations. Today we dive into the shadows of the American boom to dissect the anatomy of community death. What can kill a once thriving town? You'll be surprised. In the mid-19th century, the American West was gripped by a sickness, the disease of fast money. Its name, the Gold Rush. Picture this. On empty, sun-scorched earth, a tiny nugget is found. Within a year, tent cities sprout up, followed by wooden storefronts, saloons, and banks. This is the story of Bodie, California. From a few dozen desperate men, its population exploded to nearly 8,000 gold-hungry prospectors. This was a town of extremes, over 60 saloons, a notorious red light district, daily gunfights, and only a few churches. It lived by the laws of the Wild West, where fortunes were made and lost overnight. But what happens when the gold veins run dry? When panning a ton of rock to find a few grams of metal costs more than the gold itself? People pack up and leave, abandoning broken windows, empty bars, and shattered dreams. Bodie didn't die in a fire or an earthquake. It simply withered under the weight of broken hopes. This story echoes in Kennicott, Alaska. But here the metal was red, copper. For 30 years, the world's richest deposit fueled a bustling town, built in one of the most hostile places on the planet. Imagine the logistical nightmare. Its only connection to the world was a nearly 200-mile railroad laid across glaciers and mountains. Every screw, every loaf of bread was delivered by this incredible feat of engineering. And then one day, the ore ran out. The last train left, and an icy silence fell upon the empty barracks and the majestic red mill. But it's not just exhausted resources that kill towns. Sometimes the killer is progress itself. Meet Thurmond, West Virginia. Once a vital rail hub, where every steam engine stopped to quench its thirst for water and coal, the town thrived on this constant flow. Its hotels were packed, its banks were bursting with money, and its saloons ran 24/7. Engineers, firemen, blacksmiths, bankers, everyone's life depended on the rhythmic breath of the steam empire. Then came the diesel locomotive. Lighter, more efficient, it needed neither water nor coal. And in less than a decade, the town that was the heart of the steam age found itself obsolete. A technological knockout. The population fell from thousands to fewer than 10 diehards. Progress simply roared past, leaving Thurmond no chance. A similar fate, but on a colossal scale, befell the Rust Belt, America's industrial heartland. Cities like Gary and Detroit were built around steel and automotive giants. A factory job was a ticket to the American dream. But automation, globalization, and manufacturing moving overseas turned these plants into rusting shells. The smokestacks that once symbolized prosperity now stand like tombstones in an industrial graveyard. But the most terrifying demons are the ones that hide within. Centralia, Pennsylvania. This wasn't a bomb or a meteor strike. It all started with an ordinary landfill fire that accidentally ignited the underground veins of anthracite coal. And that blaze has been burning for over 60 years. This is a slow-motion apocalypse. An invisible fire cracks the earth open, releasing toxic smoke from right under the pavement. The ground beneath your feet grows hot. Carbon monoxide, the silent killer, seeps into basements. In the 1980s, the government bought out nearly all the properties, relocating the residents. Today, only 5 brave souls remain, living on land that is literally consuming itself. Now let's shift to Cairo, Illinois, a city at the confluence of 2 great rivers, destined to become the Chicago of the South. It once teemed with life from the steamboat trade, but it was first bypassed by modern bridges, making its riverport obsolete. And then, the town was torn apart by racial strife in the 1960s. Boycotts, arsons, riots. Businesses fled, the middle class vanished, and the city began to slowly crumble from within, poisoned by its own hatred. So, what remains after a town dies? In Bodie, you'll find a perfectly preserved open-air museum where tourists wander dusty streets, snapping selfies in front of a derelict saloon and a silent bank vault. It's like a crime scene where the main suspect is human greed. Rhyolite, Nevada, which blazed into existence and faded in just a decade, left behind only skeletal buildings. They shimmer in the desert sun like fossilized ambitions, a reminder of how fragile greatness built on money alone can be. Centralia has become a haunting attraction, a pilgrimage site for urban explorers who walk the famous Graffiti Highway. It's a place where the earth smokes and whispers its secrets. Kennicott and Thurmond are now protected as national landmarks. Their decay serves as a history lesson on how innovation and resource depletion can change the fate of entire regions. And Cairo, it's a living ghost town. Its population plummeted from 15,000 to under 2,000. It's not just history, it's a stark reminder of how social collapse can hollow out a community from the inside, leaving only an empty shell. America's vanished towns are more than just ruins. They are mirrors reflecting our dependence on resources, our vulnerability to technological shifts, and the fallout of social upheaval. We've seen how quick riches can create a mirage of prosperity, how progress can leave entire communities behind, and how inner demons can turn the ground beneath our feet into a trap. No city is eternal. Even the largest metropolises teeter on the edge of history, ready to vanish if we don't value not only steel and concrete, but also the people who live between them. Because it's the community that turns a collection of buildings into a true home. Which ghost town left the strongest impression on you? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell.